Seems like for a while Pat Miller was committed to LSU. Now all of a sudden he's committed to Auburn. What exactly happened?
Oh, well, what happened was Coach Miles called the day after the national championship game and was started talking about scholarship numbers, and basically they had 7 guys coming in at the semester break, and a couple kids didn't graduate. One kid didn't graduate. They thought was going to graduate. Another kid, I think, was granted a 6 year of eligibility, so they left them with 7 kids coming in and 5 scholarships for the spring semester. So Coach Miles asked Patrick's father to pay for the spring semester, and and didn't go over too well. I mean, not that it's a rare occurrence in college football or anything like that, but Patrick was very torn between Auburn and LSU to begin with, and had family close to Baton Rouge, so that was the deciding point, but felt comfortable at Auburn, and his father asked me to call Auburn to see if there was still interest, and I did, and they immediately responded and said they had a spot for Patrick and they'd be on scholarship this semester, and his father didn't tell him that night, and got back to him the next morning. Said he told Patrick, and Patrick said, "Let's pack the bags, we'll go to Auburn." So that was it. He's been in Baton Rouge since January 3rd, ready to go, and so he just wants to play football.
Pat's obviously such a highly touted recruit. What was Coach Chizik? That must have been pretty excited when they had a chance to get him. What was that call like?
They were, I left a message that Coach's convention was going on in San Antonio, so as soon as Coach Grimes, who's their O-line guy, had a really good relationship with Patrick. As soon as he got the message, he called me immediately and said, "I'm almost sure." And then Coach Chizik called me later on and said they had definitely had a spot. And LSU's loss is Auburn's game. They're both Tigers, but we're Auburn fans here at Dwyer now.
What was your initial reaction when you heard all this news? Maybe from Coach Miles.
It was kind of a little bit shocking because I was at home, and it was about 6 o'clock, and I got a call from a Baton Rouge number and didn't pick it up, and then I called it back figuring it might be Pat, and it was Coach Miles, and it was kind of weird the day after the national championship game. Why is he calling me? And it was just started about the game and what they would have done differently and so forth, and started talking about scholarship numbers. I knew immediately what it was about, and started. I mean, they still wanted Patrick badly. Wanted him to come compete for the 2 deep spot for next year, and it just didn't work out. And I called some other college coaches, and they said it happens all the time. So, I mean, it's not any hard feelings or anything like that. It's just the business, and it seems like it's like that every year. So,
have you ever had any experiences like that as a coach with any of your guys?
No, that's the first one that I've had like that. And, I think that, I initially didn't think too much of it. And thank you, sweetie. And I talked to several people, and but the more and more I thought about it, and if it was any other kid of mine that played for me and parents couldn't afford it, I would have been a little bit irritated.
So what's Pat feeling now? Obviously, first there must be some kind of shock at that, but what's his feelings now that he's there at Auburn?
Well, like I said, it was a close call between Auburn and LSU, and he loved the line coach at Auburn, Jeff Grimes, and thought the world of it, but just felt a little more comfortable because he had a lot of family close to Baton Rouge, and so Pat rolls with the punches, and is going to use it as a motivating factor, and that's what you got to do in life sometimes, and he wasn't too disappointed. So.